So, I told you that that's a blunder. Whether it is optional or it is of GS, it is that don't in even GS. Is there any direction that you cannot write in 700 words? Or the maximum in 1000 words, but there is no limit for the minimum. Write a good essay even in 500 words and that would do the trick. So, your problem. Yeah. So now we have been saying this. Any queries you have? What do you think that you are from the engineering stream or what? Even commerce people, most of accounts, but they have commercial geography also. So there are many things. Commerce cannot be done without an evaluation of the whole thing. So yours problem, any problem? So in anything, I mean, but you will, so yeah, there is a polymer scale, and if there is a central evaluation, before 3 examiners, there is 1 clerk is standing, and any question wherever there are word limits, that scale is given, and immediately that is known. So never exceed, because you will get 0. You will get 0. Simply you will get 0. The moment you cross the word limit, you get, because no examiner is expected to write even a single tick mark. No, they are not expected to write anything. There is a sheet, separate sheet, on that marking is done. So the moment you never exceed the word limit, who will see it? That demon is standing there and he will see it. There is a scale of 1/4 size, and immediately that counts the words. So never be under the assumption that words are not counted. Write less, don't write more. Your problem, any sir? Time management, yes. Now I said that you should write 100 words. Either so don't insist on writing 150 words. Write 100 words, write 90 words, write 120 words. So one thing is that once or twice, thrice in your home also, or wherever you just prepare that. Any problems? You have not appeared even in the single or this prelims. Have you appeared? So your optional is public. Your optional. So you have appeared in early exams. Yeah. Arey, you should not exceed 120 words. This is a pertinent question. That so many feelings, and how can you write? Arey Baba, there is the formula of ILU. So why are you this skeptic about this? Don't write much. I told you that it is always a good thing. I told you that there are 3 regions. So, are you expected to write about Mesopotamia? Are you expected to write, if you want it, write 2 points, 2 lines, Greek, Roma, everything, only 2 lines, because the fundamental is required. We are in the habit, Indians. Amar Sen wrote a book, The Interrogating Indian, an argumentative Indian. And in the first chapter he writes, we speak too much. We write too much also. So, don't write. Actually, don't leave any fundamental point, but don't write more, because supposing about India many things can be written, but you write only 3 things. India has survived, that is a bad thing, but it has survived because it has tradition. Tradition is a word which means that we respect old things. No, no, not right. This tradition, for example, 120 words is not less. At least one-fourth page height can be written. So there you write that tradition is that, and tradition means old is respected. Tradition means we do not want to leave our old things, and tradition means that old is not only respected, the violation of old is not liked. Remember, probably you have seen that Bobby film. So what Pran says, you are not going to marry. It's me, it's me. What is this? This has preserved. This has preserved the things. Joint family. Today now is the danger. Family will not be there after 25 years, just it is not there in America. Still Bill Clinton, the philanderer, he is boasting that he loves Hillary. This is a kind of thing we cherish. So, Indians, you write only those things which are very pertinent. Leave those things which are not pertinent, and don't try to explain many things. Write the fundamentals, and take my word, don't exceed 120 words. You are, for example, there is a question on comment. Even no. In the examinations, you cannot be sentimental. For example, I am just saying, there is a direction that you discuss. Don't take any position. Never in a discussion that I said that no, my opinion is that the small farmer must be subsidized. In the comment question you can take it. Yeah, you can just any position. In comment you have the freedom to take any sides. You have not the what is the what's the harm in taking that? No, just yeah. If it is a question on comment, then you can just do. If this is not a question on comment, you can't. You can't. Your points, have you appeared in the mains? So, what were your problems? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 100. No. At the end, and always write on the top of it. Is it rough? And it is advisable that you cross it. You cross it. It is advisable. It is because they give you permission to make rough. In the essay papers, you must do rough. Without that blueprint, because essays, they want you to write extempore essays. Why they are so unexpected topics? Because they do not want that you should be pre-prepared. And no essay should be marked up. But even then there are boys or there are girls who have marked the whole essay and just deliver it. So your problems, yeah. No. But yeah. Ah, so it is almost impossible that a candidate or an aspirant of UPSC won't have any idea of anything. They do not have a concrete idea. They have an idea, they do not have a concrete idea. So naturally, what you do, give 2 or 1 minute or 3 minutes for articulation. Anything, first you introduce, then you elaborate, then you just explain, and then you finish in any question, unless and until there is a directive, particular directive, even here that. So you do not have a very clear cut idea as to what this means, but you have a rough idea. Then you present it, introduce it, explain it in whatever manner. You are knowing that this is not the most good or the appropriate way, but since you do not have to leave any question unanswered, you are right. Do this. Yeah. No, you have to simply summarize the whole answer you have written. 2 lines, 3 lines. In every question, you have to conclude as the summary of the whole answer you have written in 100 words, 120 words, 90 words. You summarize. Simply summarize, a pressing in 3 lines. You will say, how can I just write in? This can be done. Simply, but just you write in your, so for example, now I am just coming to that. So you will be writing. I will not give you the whole question right now in the practice, but simple things, and you do that. It is not difficult, neither it is impossible. You are sufficiently experienced. Whatever you have written in 100 words, you can summarize it in 3 lines. That means in 15 words, 20 words, 25 words. You can do it. This is not impossible, this is not difficult. No, define, the word define means that you define it, you confine it. No definition. For example, the question, Mesopotamia declined, Egypt declined, India. There are civilizations which have declined, but India has persisted for 5,000 years. Is it not an introduction? It is introduction. Sir, your question. Hi, just a minute. Yeah. No, don't take futuristic positions. Don't take futuristic. For example, so that would be difficult and that would be problematic. More important, that would be problematic. Yes. The comment is something different and critically examine something different. Don't criticize at all. Don't criticize. The question of any, Northeast insurgency, the Kashmir insurgency. The fact is, the Kashmir insurgency is a homegrown insurgency. The government is taking a position, it's a Pakistan-inspired insurgency. You also take a position, It is externally introduced and induced in self. Comment question. Yeah, you understand. No, the problem is here. Don't give your opinion. Official opinion. That's yeah. I'm coming on to you. I'll just come on to you. Yes, yeah, problem. Arey Baba, what do you mean by writing directly, or what do you mean by introduction? For example, I have given you this example. There is a question that all civilizations, Maya, Davar, Roma, this Greek, Egyptian, Babylonian, all have declined. But India has persisted. I told you that you write that these have declined, but India has continued to persist for 5,000 years. These are the initial lines. And then you give tradition, then they give a family, then you give whatever. No radical change in economy, no radical transformation was there. So these things are the reasons that you give in the letter on, but you introduce by that and you end whatever you write. So I tell you that introduction and conclusions are important, because all our college teachers or university teachers, they have been in the habit of evaluating things. UPSC is very meticulous. Remember, every copy is examined by 2 examiners. Remember this. No examiner is expected to even give a point or a tick mark on the answer sheet. They are so meticulous. So they take every possible care to be very, very objective. But even then you have got the shikayat and you have got the complaint. I have been unjustly just. So your questions, anything, any problems? Then I said that the blunder you should not make it an unpardonable. There is no pardon of it. Probably you were there last. You remember your face, है ना? So actually, if I don't have control over myself, whom I should blame? So that control. This is a must. This is, I tell you, examination is an art. This is not a test of knowledge. Many people are so knowledgeable, they can write one question in 4 hours. I come from a school where there are thousands and, well, not thousands, yes, 1,000 IAS officers are there from there. Many of them have resigned. One genius, now he is dead, he was in NASA. In one of the school examinations, he wrote one question in 3 hours. The teacher was not angry over him, but he said, see, this is an art. You know many things. You can be a scientist, and later on he became a scientist. That's a fact. He became a scientist. But this is not the test of knowledge. This is the test of your tact, your art. So you'll have to control. You don't have any excuse for that. You'll have to control. Write only that. Stop. Sir. No, don't write more than 20 words. So that comes to 40 words. I said you write 120 words. So only 80 words are left for the main body. That's not bad. That's a good thing. That is a good thing that you can write even 15 words, but that is a good tactics that you write that. Sir, evolution, not evaluation. Evaluation is something different. It evolves like that Darwin, but evaluation means examination. Assessment is also examination. Both are same. No difference at all. Assess or evaluate, same thing. No difference. No difference at all. So anything else? So yeah. I think so. Now you are here, and you just write the command according to the commands. Actually, what happens? Many people have a natural tact of accepting and abiding by the commands. Many people do not have that. They have got a set pattern. In every question, they will start with an introduction, they elaborate it, and then they will conclude it. What happens? Very often, they even overlook the parts. UPSC, as I told you, never cross the word limit. You get a big 0. And they have got a plastic polymer scale. The moment that says that more than 130, more than, we have a tendency to write more. He is right when he says that I wrote always 250 words. Yes, we write. No, be cautious and control. Sir, your problem, ma'am. Yeah. No, actually 2 lines, 3 lines. I mean, that should be brief. That is not a ritual. That's a must. In the sense, you introduce it, because that would be not irrelevant. When we say that the agricultural policy of India is not in conformity with the needs of the small farmer, you are saying something relevant. They are the problem. In agriculture in India, which is in crisis, the root of the problem is the small farmer. They are holding on to a large amount of land. Probably you have seen those 2 essays by Barun Gandhi. I don't know where from, either if he written it on his own, then he is an intellectual. No doubt he must be praised for that, because that was a very good writing. In Indian agriculture, we need a big ticket reform. The government has to come in a very big way. They have to prevent the Punjab farmers from farming this sugar cane, this wheat, and this rice. They must be stopped. Unless and until they stop, this granary of India would become infertile, totally barren. They should go for these coarse grains. They should go for pulses. Barun Gandhi also wrote it, and it's a very correct thing to do. Sir, your question. Very right. Your comment is, this is not a question, rather a comment, and your comment is very right. That in the first 3, 4, 5 questions, you are writing more than 200 words and you are getting big zeros. This is an unfortunate fact. I am sorry to say this, but this is an unfortunate fact. This happens. They are very brute because the directions are brute. They are brutal directions. So, naturally, this is a normal human tendency that in the first question you exceed the limit. In the first question is 250 words. That should not be more than 120. This is the control. This is the root, or this is the crux of this WSDP, Writing Skill Development Program. You know so much. We appreciate your knowledge, but you are not able to score so much. We are really sorry for that. But somehow or other, I suggested this to him, Salam Sahib. Now every institute is coming out with this. But I suggested that no, there must be something, because they know they read so much, they are not writing that much, or they are not writing that effectively. That you write. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. Huh. I have given you the trick. I have given you the trick that you have to. I am coming on to that. First, you write 15 words, introduce it. For example, any question take you introduce Indian agriculture is in crisis because small farmers are holding on to large amount of land. This is the introduction. Finish. Then you write points, number 1, number 2, number 3. If the whole answer would be in points, then you write less, because the points, I mean, don't write more than 2 sentences in a point. That is what I am saying. In practice also do the same thing. In your rooms you do the same thing. You write, don't write long love letters. Now there is no time to write that. So write point letters. Point letters. I mean 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, yes, even your optionals. I'll come. Today we have a interaction class at 3 o'clock, and I'll tell you everything about sociology. Yojana articles are not up to the mark, because they are all bogus things. But Hindu people are really, they write. And well, because you know that Sainath was in Hindu, and, and even now that economist Bajna, so he is in Hindu. They are professors, they are scholars, good people, and scholarly people. So your point is that there is so much material, how we write in so concise a manner. This is the point. So the answer is that you write in short points. You write in short points. I think just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, there was a piece in Hindu that related to this, I mean, China. Shyam Saran wrote it probably. Shyam Saran wrote it probably. So you think that the article was almost of 1,000 words. There are only 5 points covered. Write those 5 points. No, not the starting point. Arey Baba, at the end, he wrote that China is facing internal complex problems. You leave the story behind. You simply write the points. That the China and India have atrocious relations because of these. So you write the point. Don't elaborate. Write the point. So no questions and no queries now. We just have some time, and you take the third level third. You come to the blank pages, practice pages. Level third, you come down to that for practice. For practice. So now you will come to the real battleground. So So you will be writing only in 50 words. Remember, any exceeding of the words is not permissible. So only 50 words here for practice. For practice, you write only 50 words. Yes. Your question. Liberalization has changed India more qualitatively than the socialist program of 1956. Discuss. Your time ends in now it is in my watch 12:20. 12, you have got sufficient time. 20 minutes, 50 words. Right. Anybody who finishes it earlier, just show his hand and her hand. Then it would be more words. No, then that's not allowed. Up till that it was good. Yes, I'm coming. You finished? No, just finish. I'm just coming on it. So don't be. How many words? How many words are there? No, that is not. I'll just. No. The second one is that's the appropriate way. Yeah. But the substance. Now, so three things. Number one, the question was on the changes. Number two, the reference was 56 socialist program compared to this. So, that is only a benchmark. And the third thing is the command is discuss. Command is discuss. So, for example, there are 50 words. You invest if 10 words on the first line, then you try to just introduce from socialism to liberalization was very drastic change in economy and society. Number one, because the question is basically on change. So, very often you have tried, some people have tried to just say more on what is, Are Baba, this socialism was not only CDP. CDP in the beginning was not part of this plan. This was an independent program. Only later on this was made the part of this. This CDP started in 1951. So remember these facts, because you need not be very correct as far as the word is concerned, but you simply start. That is the basic thing, basic difficulty. You are getting less marks because you are not focusing on the question. You are writing correct, but you see the question is on change. Change. She wrote well. Women. So there have been changes, less on politics, more on economics and society. More in economics and society. If there wouldn't have been liberalization, there wouldn't have been so much relaxation in the sexual freedom of women. This is one reason. Write one point. Women should be there. So, yes, some of you have written that the economy changed to competition. Right? This is the right thing. This has changed. Earlier, that was no. So in discussion, you give the 2 points, 2 sides. So his approach was at the one end, whole thing in essay form. No. First one line. Here only 50 words are there. This is not the exam hall. So there's no parts. This socialist program and the next thing that you have to do. So naturally, you see that despite all his precaution, he is not confining to 50 words even now. No, this is bad. This is not good. This is bad. You have to change the tactics. And you can easily do it. So, you are writing both the things in same spirit, and so you can do it. There is every possibility that you do it. And do it. That first read the question in a very serious. Oh yes, this is the changes brought in by liberalization were more qualitative than the socialist program of 1950. So you know many things about it. In 56, there was no competition. Economy was not open. In this liberalization, everything is happening. But you have to write only in 50 words. That is the important. So write in brief. What is the need of writing LPG? If the question is on liberalization, yes, you know that these 3 things are interrelated. This is a fact also. But since it is not asked, why to write? LPG? Why to write liberalization, globalization, privatization? Liberalization itself is enough. Write the thing. So you have to be brief and you have to be to the point. I always think this is a test of not knowledge, this is a test of technique. Do it. Okay. What is the need of writing this? That India is a virtual software backward. Why? Why? Why should write? Why? No. Actually, it is still that soft. Gunnar Medal said the soft state, and India remains a soft state. So India has changed. It's true because of liberalization. There is more competitiveness. Indian companies are buying foreign companies, Jaguars and all that. But still you see the difference between China. We are still, that's not bad. At least we are trying in Rio to the best of our efforts that we must compete with the best of the world. But you see the difference. So the spirit must be commended that without any, there is one lady from Jharkhand, Deepika Mahto, she did good in archery. When almost 10 years ago, not 10 years, 6-7 years ago, I met her in her village. She was barefoot, not even Hawaii chappals. So this is the condition in which they are competing. So they are doing the best thing out of their own possibility. But there should be a qualitative change. You know the difference between Indian productivity and the British productivity is 18 times. So still we have not transformed from a soft state to a hard state. We are doing it, we are trying to do it, but we are not done. So herein you had to do it. What? Changes, and both the sides. Since it is discussed, some people are still there who are praising the old days. Probably, you can't. Actually, there is a debate in Western countries. What for development? Since in Scandinavian countries, this life is lost. They have got very high rate of growth. Yes, one has written a Hindu rate of growth. There was no need of writing Hindu rate of growth. This is not a contribution of socialism. 3.5 is not a contribution of this. And the man who coined the term, Professor Raj Krishnan, was a socialist, for your information. He and Raj Krishnan had gone to England to have their PhDs. Nehru called them back. Your PhD can wait, India cannot wait. That was the directive of Nehru, and so they returned to India, and Raj Krishnan wrote about the Hindu rate of growth. Here, don't write about it. Don't denigrate. The question is this. So write. So always be to the point. Okay, So you read first writing, you are just here or in exam hall, underline the question. This is, and this is. Always mark number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 parts. So I think any queries now in the your attempt. So when I have written NA, that means not appropriate. I have written A appropriate only. I think I so that that means NA. So the approach was good. So you remember what you had to write. Remember what you had to write. In socialism, economy was controlled, private sector was discouraged, public sector encouraged. Liberalization drastically changed, because this is discussion. First write about socialism, then write about this liberalization. Write the points. It has changed economy, competitiveness, growth rate. So you can, without saying, average 3.5 has come up to average 7% growth rate. You can write it. Earlier, so don't write about Hindu rate of growth, you write it. Then write, that liberalization has changed society. Women, family on the way, right? Family has disintegrated, women has become free. So these are the things which have to write. Economy to society. Conclude that socialism was concentrated on welfare, and this is based on growth. Clear? So herein in liberalization, what we are assuming, that growth would trickle down, or growth would go to the masses one by one. In socialism, we were targeting the poor people. Herein, we are not targeting the poor people. We are targeting growth rates. So even the government is recognizing that poverty has not drastically declined. It has declined, but it has not drastically declined. So you have the information. You need the focus. Focus on the right. Okay, thank you very much.